What is up, guys? I do hope you're well, and welcome back to another Entitled Parents. If you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe button, and maybe even the notification bell. Only if you enjoy the content, of course. And let's get straight into it. Sell my son your land, or I will call the police. Some backstory: my now passed on next door neighbour was a terrible busybody who felt it was a God-given right to tell everyone in our street what they could and couldn't do, from where they parked their cars to what flowers they could grow. She had to know everyone's business and would harass people until she got answers, even going as far as stalking, but that is for another story. If she didn't get her own way, she would spread the most evil gossip. Her adult children, a son and a daughter, were both greedy and deeply entitled, believing that because the majority of the street were either social housing or rented properties, that they were better than everyone else. And if they didn't get what they wanted, their mother would sort it out. I have so many stories about this neighbour far worse than this, but I will start off with this one, as it's the mildest thing she has done and fits into the EP subreddit better. The son owns two other properties near the end of the street which he rents out. At the very end of the same street is another house with a plot of land right next to it. The owners of that house and land built a garage they use for work, rebuilding old cars and bikes. The business is at least 30 years old, handed down from father to son. It's very small, so they can only work on one vehicle at a time, but due to the owner's skills at restoration, they are always in high demand. One day about 10 years ago, the son rocks up in his latest BMW, a father and his teenage son. The rest of the conversation is paraphrased, as I was not a witness, but this was told to my family by the owners themselves. S, son. O, owner. Father. You know the drill. Hey guys, it's your lucky day. I want to buy your land. I will give you £15,000. Notice that he didn't ask if it was for sale or offer to negotiate a fair price. No, sorry. The business is not for sale. Thanks for the interest though. I wasn't asking for your business. You can set up somewhere else. I want this land. It's just the right size to build another house on. Well, sorry, no. This is our livelihood. We can't just move. We'd lose business while looking for someplace else. And besides, it used to be my father's garage, and it's next door to our home, so why would we want to sell it? So you can make money? Insert a random face here. But we make money working here, so... Sorry, but it's not for sale. The son then does what you would expect a grown man of 30. Yes, 30 to do. He complained to his mother. His mother takes no time at all to walk back to the garage. Why don't you sell your garage to my son? He wants to build a house here. Because this is our place of business and we don't want to sell it. You shouldn't even be working here. It's dangerous. I can assure you, Mum, everything is up to code and we have every right to work here. Now please leave us alone. What are you hiding in there? Is it drugs? What? No, we're fixing up an old bike. I knew it. You're working here illegally. Sell your land to my son or I will contact the authorities. The owner laughed and told her to go ahead. She storms off and they think it's over. Just the nutty ravings of a mad granny, right? An hour later, sure enough, the police arrive. Apparently, an anonymous caller rang them to say that the owners had been dealing drugs out of the garage. It was obvious who had called them. Of course, all the neighbours had seen the police arrive. Our street is normally quiet, and we're all nosy bastards. So when you see a blue flashing light, you step out and watch the show unfold. EM took glee until everyone stood around and watching the chaos. How the owners had been selling drugs to children. And how she wasn't the one who called them, but everyone knows what's going on. And thank goodness something is finally being done about it. Half the neighbours were shocked at this event, but a few of the longer term residents were already giving her the side eye like it was a special offer at Tesco or Walmart. She must have been feeling pretty smug with herself. Only there was a snag. Just a little one. Because the tiny garage worked on rare and old cars which can be expensive, the owners had CCTV. That was something EM had not counted on. After the police had shown up, the owners knew who the culprit was and had no issue with showing footage, complete with sound, to the officers showing EM threatening to call the police if they didn't sell the land. With half the neighbours out and watching the events unfold, the EM's face switched from smugness to fear as the police walked away from the garage and approached her instead. The officer then asked if she could step inside her home to discuss something she probably didn't want the neighbours to hear. She received a warning regarding harassment and wasting police time. The owners of the garage were never bothered again, and the last remaining neighbours who didn't know how bad she was finally saw what a witch she was. Sorry the ending wasn't epic, but that's how it was. Ho hum. The only thing that's going through my head is that 30-year-old going back to his mum. Mum, he won't sell me the land. Go and sort it out. And then just some little old granny shuffling down the road to go and sort it all out. EM and EK assault me for not letting her son rape my best friend, then tries to kidnap my friend for a mentally 5-year-old brat. So I had a third encounter, lol. This is the same K and F from the last story. I think we have an entitled parent attraction on us or something. Anyway, into the story. Background, K and I were invited to F's little hangout thing for his birthday. We are 13, we don't do parties. The pool we're at is his neighbour's private pool, so it was only people who had key cards that allow them entry, since maximum guest capacity was 4 person. Easy to manipulate because if you have more than one person in your family with you, then that's 8 guests. Key, K, same girl as before. F, my boy, same boy as before. EM, our lovely Karen. EK, gotta love that entitled child. PO, police officer. Me, your normal teenage boy who cares about almost nothing related to academics until that final day before the test. I can relate. Now this pool didn't have any lifeguards, so it was just public who were there. So K had just come out from getting change and for some other parts later on. K's swimming suit was the normal female swimming suit, the top and bottom with a normal amount of skin showing for a 13-year-old in a swimsuit, which is important for later on in the story. Just try and guess why. So while we're just messing around in the water, K's applying sunscreen and some random kid, our EK, who goes to our school, the neighbourhood that me and F lived in, was a common neighbourhood for people in our school to live in or near. This kid was near, comes up to her. He starts the normal hitting on her crap, which K recognises and politely tells him to fuck off. K has also joined the ritual of not dating until high school. Funny little side note, we were learning about evolution in science class and one of the topics was radioactive dating. I instantly whispered to my friend, just like every middle school relationship. Some girl who was all about invading privacy to find out who liked who, heard that and got pissed, but hey, whatever. That's a revenge story. Anyway, Kay had finished putting the sunscreen on and asked him politely but firmly to stop hitting on her. I know this kid well, and he used relationships for social status every time. Right as Kay is getting in, a woman, our good old EM, comes up and asks to let her son in. This is how it played. EM to Kay. Hey you, can you let us in? Oh, sure. Kay, wait. Kay is confused because she didn't know how the pool system works. Do you live in this neighbourhood? You have to order to come in. Yeah? Wanted to make sure she actually does, but used an idiotic question. Then what do you have to use to get in? A key card! So Kay lets them in, completely ignoring the looks from EK. Once EM and EK find the table, they start setting up. And like a lot of other stories, I notice them whispering something to each other. I brush it off, until Kay gets out to go look in the bathroom for her phone, I think. But just before she goes in, I hear her scream. Being the protective best friend I am, I look over quickly to see EK basically sexual assaulting Kay with his own mother encouraging it. I guess Kay knew what I would do. I've hurt someone before for doing this to another one of my female friends. She moved away though. So she reacted herself and punched him in the face. EK! You fat whore! At hearing this, I stand up. What did you just call my friend? I'm a Christian, so respect woman! A fat whore. You probably made her pregnant last night. You're wearing that disgusting clothing around them. You're also the one who ruined the field trip for that entire bus. Why the hell would I ever do that? Also, the field trip went on perfectly fine. If you want to blame someone about that, then talk to my mother. Kay had just been discharged from hospital with the OK to swim, so she was kinda looking forward to this, only to be ruined by an EM. I want you removed from the pool. Where are the lifeguards? This pool doesn't have lifeguards. Ugh. EK, let's go. I think, finally. Not only is this over, but I got another Reddit story. And it all happily ended. If this wasn't an entitled parents post. But it didn't end there. On their way out, EK literally grabbed Kay by the wrist, made her fall to the ground and drag her to the car with the help of his mum. I was so shocked. They were somehow going too fast to the point where Kay couldn't get up. To keep it simple, instead of breaking their noses, I called the cops. I reported attempted rape and kidnapping of a minor, which led to a quick response to a cop speeding down the road. Enter Police Officer 1 and Police Officer 2. Just as I'm trying to save my friend from the maniac's car trunk, 2 cops come out and see me trying to get it open. I explain the situation and they quickly pull their guns out and ordered EM and EK out of the vehicle and to open their trunks. EM and EK were arrested under, cue the charge list, rape, attempted kidnapping, anticlimactic, whatever. Once the cops get Kay out, she's in tears and we go and sit down in the pool area. Since no adults were there, I played parent and comforted Kay as she leaned on my shoulder in tears. After all this happened, the cops asked Kay if she wanted to press charges. She just let out a soft yes. The court date is yet to come. I shall update when it happens since I'm going to have to be there. Second court date in the span of 3 months. These are the insane types of people in the world. We went and watched Captain Marvel after this, where I was still comforting Kay. She's pretty traumatised, but she got better over some days. The funny part is, it actually looked like we were dating, which we weren't. Just sometimes when there is no parent, you gotta be the emotional support. The story got around the school and everyone found out. Attention sucks. Edit, I forgot to mention EM and EK actually didn't live in the neighbourhood, so yeah, and I forgot to mention that we were alone before the pair showed up. Oh my word, really? Really? That's a whole new level of entitled parent if this is actually true, because that is insane. Like, they actually chucked her in the trunk. A mother and a son chuck her in the trunk. That's crazy. You're too fat for a boyfriend. Here is a visual aid you need. So I'm not a skinny girl. I wear 2X pants and I'm not proud of it. And my boyfriend, I'm not exaggerating, but he does look like V from Devil May Cry 5, but without the tattoos. How a tall and skinny yet slightly muscular guy like him fell in love with a big girl like me is something I wonder every single day. So here's what happened, and it happened just last night. So my boyfriend and I, we work different jobs, and with different jobs comes different schedules. He works at days and I work at nights, and a day together is very rare. So last night was a well-deserved day off for both of us, so we decided to have a very rare date night. Our choice, we decided to go to the mall because there's a really cool knife shop that he loves, and there was a Japanese dollar store nearby that I love. So he wants to go to the game store to buy a game that he really wants, and I decided to get myself something quick to eat before we go and see a movie that we were planning on seeing. So I go to a really cool chicken place and I got my chicken sandwich and waffles, fries with a large drink, and I look up and see my boyfriend power walking towards me with a look of help on his face. And behind him was a girl who was either our age or was in high school, and she's playing hooky, and behind her was a woman who I swear traded her soul for silicone because that's how much work she has done on her face. "What's up?" He said nothing but wrapped his arm around me and glared at the girl. "See, I have a girlfriend." Oh, the girl he's glaring at looks like someone who's been on child beauty pageants. She's all preppy, all dressed up nice in clothes with horribly bleached hair, to the point where I swear I heard her hair crunch every movement she made, so she's gonna be bottle blonde, or BB. She took one look at me and sneered. "Yeah, sure. Come on, you're better off with me." "Why would I want to be with a skeleton like you, you crazy bitch?" Did I forget to mention that my boyfriend hates skinny girls? In his words, not mine, he says that many skinny girls that he has met are assholes, who freak out if he has even so much as given them a pizza. Now the silicone woman was pissed. She's called Silicone Woman, or SW. "How dare you? My daughter is a cheerleader at college. She's athletic and a beauty queen. She can get any guy she wants." "Then go to them." She then looked at me. By then my tray of food had cooled down and I was beyond annoyed. "And you," she pointed her ugly manicured red nails at me. "You're too fat for a boyfriend. You're going to crush him to death if you even try sitting on his lap." So I admit, I'm a bit sensitive about my weight, but I can't help the reason why is because I'm on medication that sadly those side effects are weight gain, and I'm getting off it soon, so hopefully I'll be able to lose weight a bit. Anyway, so you'd think that my boyfriend would step up and defend me. Well, you're wrong, because he doesn't need to defend me. He's actually scared whenever someone points at my weight in front of me. Without even thinking it and with no regrets, I threw my large drink right at the woman's stone silicone face, and I think it broke because she was screaming at me for ruining her beautiful face, and I ran glared at her preppy daughter and dared her to try and fight me. She didn't and backed off to tend to her mother, and luckily I did not get into trouble because the security guard saw what had happened. And because my boyfriend and I go there a lot, he knows us, not by our names but by our faces, and he knew we'd never cause trouble. At the end of the day, I ended up getting a new drink, and my boyfriend and I happily went to our favourite shops before going to see our movie. And then as soon as we left, there was BB and SW at the exit of the mall, just glaring at us, but we gladly gave them the finger and drove off into the sunset. I don't know if that qualifies entitled parents, but that woman really gave me a lot of woe, just because I happened to have a skinny and cute boyfriend despite being a fat girl. And my boyfriend's reaction to me throwing my drink, and that's why I fell in love with you. Never mess with a girl from the south. So this story gave me some mixed feelings, because I felt really sorry for the girl, that she's putting herself down, that she's so surprised that the boyfriend is with her because she's a bit heavier than other people, you know. And it's just, come on, big yourself up. Obviously you got something he really loves, so embrace that, and you know, whatever. But then your boyfriend says he really hates skinny girls. It's just like the opposite way around, is that? One love, people. As always, a massive thank you to each and every one of you for watching. It really does mean the world. We're going to hopefully have some merch and stuff soon. Oh, if you do get a moment, if you did enjoy it, what would be really super helpful is if you can share on your socials, share on your Facebook, share on your Twitter. That'd be amazing help. Thank you very much, guys. Take care now. Goodbye.